In a series of moves that have ignited intense debate across the nation, both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have used their presidential powers to issue controversial pardons, reshaping the conversation around clemency in the United States. These actions, particularly Biden's recent pardons, have drawn sharp criticism and analysis from legal experts, political commentators, and the general public. During his presidency, Joe Biden made a bold decision to pardon his son, Hunter Biden, in December. Hunter was facing sentencing in 2 federal felony cases, and the pardon marked a watershed moment in Biden's tenure. This act was viewed as an unprecedented move by a sitting president to shield a family member. However, it also served as a precursor to further actions taken by Biden on his final day in office, where he granted clemency to several members of the Biden family. For some, this sweeping use of pardon powers underscores Biden's compassion and loyalty to his family. For others, it represents a dangerous precedent that erodes public trust in the impartiality of the presidency. Notably, Biden's final clemency decision stood in contrast to his refusal to pardon other prominent figures, such as former Senator Robert Menendez or New York Mayor Eric Adams, despite their connections to his political party. Legal scholars and constitutional experts have highlighted that the growing perception of pardon abuse is deeply tied to Donald Trump's tenure as president. Trump, during his first term, utilized his clemency powers to pardon numerous individuals, many of whom were closely associated with him. This included political allies like Steve Bannon, Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, and Michael Flynn, as well as family members like Charles Kushner. Trump also extended his clemency to nonviolent offenders, mirroring some of Biden's actions. The stark differences in how the 2 presidents approached clemency, and the parallels between them, have become a focal point of criticism. While Biden's pardons are seen by some as a protective gesture for his family, Trump's clemency decisions were widely interpreted as acts of political retribution and loyalty. Both, however, have faced allegations of undermining the sanctity of the pardon process. Constitutional scholars, including Aziz Huq of the University of Chicago, argue that Trump's actions have had a profound impact on the norms surrounding presidential powers. What's going on here is that Trump is exerting a gravitational force on his opponents and through his own behavior, Huq said, emphasizing how Trump's approach to clemency has influenced the political strategies of his successors. Similarly, Edward Foley, a constitutional expert from Ohio State University, pointed to broader systemic issues, such as the failure of impeachment proceedings to deter improper conduct and the political primary process that encourages extreme and sometimes unpopular positions. The misuse of the pardon is just one symptom of a larger problem with America's political framework, Foley stated, noting the challenges of holding leaders accountable in an increasingly polarized environment. The historical use of clemency powers has always been contentious, but recent examples have raised deeper concerns about their long-term implications. Richard Rosell, a political historian, remarked that the actions of recent presidents could serve as a blueprint for future leaders to use pardons as tools of personal or political gain. The recent precedents are disturbing, Rosell noted, and will be seen by some future presidents as a license to pardon friends, family, cronies without any consequence other than history's judgment. Critics argue that the clemency powers, originally designed as a tool of mercy and justice, are now being weaponized in ways that threaten the integrity of democratic institutions. As Biden and Trump's pardons continue to draw scrutiny, they highlight the urgent need for reforms to ensure that these powers are not misused for personal or political advantage. The legacy of these decisions remains to be seen. Will they be remembered as acts of compassion or self-serving maneuvers? For now, they serve as a stark reminder of the growing tensions in America's political and legal systems, with the balance of power, and the public's trust, hanging in the balance.